Hi everybody, I'm just preparing everything for this amazing meeting for today. Angela Macmillan, so we are proud to be with her today. Encantadísimos de estar hoy con Angela Macmillan. Ya sabéis, desde nuestra casa, talking from home here in Paris. It's 12 noon. We know that we changed the schedule a little. Hemos cambiado un poquito el horario. Today we changed the schedule because, of course, when we are playing with different people around the world, not everybody can fit. So anyway, you will have it on IGTV. Vais a tener siempre el vídeo en IGTV porque, bueno, a veces es un reto poder unirnos con todos los campeones de todo el mundo. Así que welcome everybody, gracias a todos por estar allí. Priscila, voy viendo que estáis apuntándoos aquí. Brooke, thanks so much for being there, it's a pleasure. So excited for waiting, Angela. Of course, me too. Imagine how good to train with your idols, icons, legends, and of course they will be there for you. I know it has been hard times, han sido tiempos duros estos días. We know that some of you still you have long way to come back to the gyms or to the studios. Hay otros que ya habéis empezado. There are other people that already start with the trainings. I know that a lot of competitions just cancel. Muchas de las competiciones se han cancelado. But the greatest thing is that always there is a good thing from the all big mess, no? And of course it's about, well, having a little bit of knowledge of, hello Angie, a little bit of knowledge of, I'm accepting you right now, knowledge of people that just built our sport. So today it's a very special person, even she doesn't know, and we didn't connect too much because, you know, like everybody's focusing on their careers and their competitions, but I know her from long time ago, and she knows that I know her because I met Angela in 97, and I'm so good on that. When I see somebody that is good, it's like even, you know, like people, even the competitor doesn't think that they are good, but always I have good eyes. So let's gonna welcome Angela because we have a lot of things to talk today. So let's see if everything is working. Plan everything before. And hello Angela, how are you?
Hey.
Now people is connecting. We know that we have this moment of 4 hours sooner than usually, but just to fit everybody. I'm so glad because I was telling to the people that I know you for a long time. I don't know even you remember me in 97, but I remember you clearly.
How could anyone not know you in 97? 97 was like literally my first major competition.
But wait a second. How old were you there? You were 16 or?
Yeah, it was my first year in the senior category, and first time out of New Zealand.
That you didn't supposed to be there, by the way.
Well,
because that's the thing that I was, you know, thinking, because it was like, you know, like I could not compete for 2 years, you know, and suddenly later on I knew that you were 16, so it was like so happy to see you there.
I don't know if that was the rule, but I was there. I did it.
Yeah.
Maybe I broke the rule. Yeah, and then, you know, you see you and Claudio, and anything I ever watched, the only international competition I'd watched before I got there was 96. And then it was like you walking past and Claudio walking past, and it's like a movie star. And I was just stuck, like, oh my God. Did Jonathan just walk past me?
No, it was so funny because I remember, like, well, finally we find the video, so we had the chance to see, even it's like handmade recording. I remember that I saw, you know, like a girl that was like, oh my God, you know, like I never saw like this speed on your legs, you know, like it was like, like what? And then it was like, oh, well, you know, like she cannot do push-ups. So that was like, okay, at least she's not perfect.
No,
But, you know,
far from it.
I was so surprised that it was like, oh my God. Later on, I knew that you were 16. I was like, but you know, like, because it was a big fight. Now well, I don't know. I think that I saw also that you have been like competing for 17 years. So, it was like incredible because at that moment people doesn't know that how hard was to compete. You had the chance because sometimes if you don't say anything and you don't know it, you know, like you just do it, nobody was asking. But the time that I was 16 also, that I tried to compete for the first time in international, the year before with 16 I was competing international, and it was okay, nothing happened.
Yeah.
But the year later, you know, like somebody said that I was 17 or like this, and it was like the big discussion. So I'm so proud because I follow New Zealand, you know, like of course from that period I can
Yeah.
thrill, but of course before Brett Weather, and also there was like a huge competition there because there was
Yeah.
a very good level in New Zealand.
Yeah, my first New Zealand competition was 1994, and it was the first year that they had juniors or school kids. And then in New Zealand, senior was 16. So in New Zealand, as far as I knew, New Zealand, as soon as I turned 16, I was competing at school and I was competing in senior. And then, of course, we had Arlene Thomas and Kylie, and of course that was my, ooh. But I was like this little 16-year-old, and Arlene is this big, strong woman, and I'm not even doing a one-arm push-up, and she's like one arm
Whatever.
straddle. And I'm like, I'm trying. So yeah, and then what? I think in '98, after FISAF Worlds in '97, they changed the rule for certain. So you had to be 18 to be in senior.
We will translate fast. Estamos hablando con supercampeonísima Angela Macmillan de Nueva Zelanda, y lo que estábamos hablando es que ella empezó en 1994 en la etapa escolar. Ella participó en 1997 en su primera competición internacional con 16 años solo en FISAF, que fue cuando yo la conocí, y estábamos hablando lo increíble que es conocer campeones del mundo que van pasando por delante tuyo y luego ves que tú eres pues la pequeñita chica, ¿no? Que todavía no sabía hacer flexiones de un brazo y un pie, ¿no? Y luego, pues bueno, hablábamos también que había mucho nivel en Nueva Zelanda, como podíamos decir que habían Kylie y Arlene Thomas. I knew Arlene a long time ago from Suzuki World Cup and like this. Bueno, estamos hablando un poquito de cómo empezó sus batallas, ¿no? En aerobics. So we were explaining like, how did you start and why did you start aerobics? So what was your main thing to say, okay, I want to go through this?
Someone at school, like in '94, like I said, was the first schools competition, and there was a guy at school who wanted to get the school involved, and he saw the competition and he had competed, so he was like, I want to put a school team together, and he went around to some of the like the dance classes at school, and because I grew up doing ballet, I had flexibility and I had legs and obviously a rhythm, or I could understand music. So we put a trio together, and yeah, push-ups were not my thing.
Not at all.
It was a head push-up. It was a head push-up.
I think when I saw your routines, like, but could you do the kneeling push-ups? Like, okay, for the people that knows Angela in FIG, of course, FISAF from different federations, but from the 2000s or like this, let's gonna step back on time and let's gonna have surprises of the day. Let's see.
Oh no.
Oh, of course, darling.
Oh no. Oh my gosh, baby.
I like the music. Of course, darling.
Oh, hey, Charles. When the floor was carpet, our competition floor was carpet. and instead of sweeping the floor, they would vacuum it in between each person.
Wait a second, because I want to put the music well, because now that we have it there, it just disappeared. Let's gonna connect this right now. Here we go. 2 hours a day for that. I love when you take your leg like, well, whatever. I have something there. Because people doesn't know that we had to go with outfits, showing everything.
Yep.
And what I really loved, you know, like the sponsorship was chocolate, so like just perfect, you know.
That was the best part. Trying to carry the chocolate. And if you fall, it didn't matter. My favorite part.
Going down. I love the effects.
And thank goodness they made sure all our push-ups were on our knees. We weren't allowed to do full push-ups. I was very happy. And who thought an L press was actually an L press?
I love this part. Like, okay, you know, at the end, but kneeling.
Yep. And for some reason, you just had to do 50 million straddle jumps. The more straddle jumps you could do, the better.
But I don't know, like, you know, like I could see a lot of athletes coming from ballet and like this, but you know, like your conditions, your skills were like, wow. That's why, you know, like I said before to the people that was connecting, that I was like, you know, like even maybe like people were saying like, you know, you are not strong. I was like, oh my God, you know, like she's the one, you know, like here there is something really good. So you start like this, and we were saying that the main challenge for you were the strength, but it doesn't look like you spend too much time to get stronger, because after all, I know that push-ups are like kind of tricky, but you are one of the strongest women, you know, like we saw in FIG and TISA, because, you know, like your strength was amazing. What are the challenges at the beginning that you start in aerobics, and even like the code of points were different? What is your main goal, your main purpose of saying, okay, I need to go through this, because if not, I'm not going to get anything?
Because I competed for such a long time, I think like it totally changed. At the beginning, all I think it was just my personality to have that speed and that power. And because I grew up with ballet, I wasn't soft. I was too athletic to do ballet. So aerobics, I was like, I love the power, and to be faster and to be stronger was the drive, because I knew my weakness, and because I was so young looking compared to all the other. And in FISAF, you have the small outfits and everything, and you're competing with these big women, and even the start of FIG. So for me, I had to stand out somehow, and it wasn't my strength. So I learned very quickly to find how to show off what I had, rather than, okay, there's my one-arm push-up. Okay, it's gone. Let's look how good I can keep.
Estamos
Let's
hablando
not worry about that.
Estamos hablando de cuando Olimpia empezó, pues tenía que buscar algo para sobresalir de todas las demás chicas, porque antes estábamos hablando también que se competía también en FISAF, empezaba la Federación de Gimnasia a introducirse en el mundo del aeróbic, y antes pues tenías que hacer flexiones que eran pues complicadas para ella, entonces tenía que buscar otros tipos de habilidades como para poder sobresalir de las otras chicas que eran muy fuertes, ¿no? You start at the beginning with this type of choreographies that, of course, we can see that you're so talented. And, of course, we move forward because I love to see some of the videos. We move forward, and I know that it's not a really good quality video, but I want to see the people how somebody from nowhere appears in a world championships and you get into the top 10. And let's see.
How is the question?
Wait a second. No, I have it there. I think so. I have some video like it's here. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the video that I was really surprised.
The easy push-ups.
At the beginning, well done.
Crash.
But by the way, the outfit like this, it suits very well to you. And I was like following a lot this routine. Even you don't think about it, like.
No, I didn't think anyone would ever pay any attention to it.
Me.
Oh, those push-ups. This was just packing as much as you can.
Yes.
Kick and jump, kick and jump, kick and jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an epoch where you have to put a lot of things inside the routine. Outfits are completely different. But then yeah, different worlds, mundos completamente diferentes, estábamos hablando. But before getting into FIG, I discovered that you were just enjoying and doing other things, no? So after ballet, you just open your mind and start trying different styles and different trends?
Well, my coach at the time said to me, look, if you want to do this properly, if you want to go to world championships, you either do ballet or you do aerobics. So I stopped ballet probably that year, and then I just concentrated on aerobics.
Because I was like watching your, like you're finding. I was like, oh my God, what's that? I was surprised that you did the same as Sara Moreno, that you start in a world of fitness, and we see you like enjoying also like type of routines that nothing to do with aerobics. Well, nothing to do, has some relationship, but suddenly you just get into a world of fitness, because I remember I was judging fitness also, and I met Sara Moreno for the first time doing fitness. So everything is changing a lot. Explain me a little, and explain to the people that knows aerobics and like this. What is the feeling of course, competing in FISAF, competing later in FIG, we will talk later, and suddenly you decide to compete in fitness. Why?
In fitness?
Mm-hmm. Let's gonna see. Let's see if I have everything. Of course, darling. Wait. It's gone. No, I need to put this one. this is something precious that, of course, I hope Sara Moreno will come one day, one weekend, because
Oh no.
people must see that. Everybody has a beginning.
No.
I gotta fit.
Oh. But you know what?
But
That's
you,
the one routine you never forget.
ah, but you know, like I remember Sara Moreno starting like this, and these are the things that allowed yourself to open your mind and start improving in the way you want in your career, in your sport, and like this. And this is something I think that people have to experience. Right now we have aerodance and we have all the different disciplines in the FIG, but I love to see that, and it's not old-fashioned. That's a bad thing. That even you see like this, these are like the stories that I love the push-ups. By the way,
Yep.
like really easy ones, I think. You know, like
No, they are so freaking hard.
so. We will leave the video there. I don't know. I have like a little issues with the camera. Let's see. No, wait a second. Ah, like this. Let's see if I can just focus it well, better. Voila. So we can just see that you start exploring a little bit more with different types of exercises, and then we just see that you just get into the moment where there is FISAF, starts FIG, and you start seeing like different type of competitions, and you decide to start working and competing by for FIG. What is this change? What is the things that comes to your mind to, well, decide that finally aerobics is your sport and you decide to start competing in FIG?
Well, I knew that it was kind of the sport for me, but from the Worlds in '97. So from FISAF in '97, that was it. That's all I wanted to do. I saw like Patsy up there and all the champions of the flag going up, and I said straight out, that's what I want to do. So that year when we had the raincoat, I was still too young to compete for senior. So yeah, so we had that competition. Brett and my coach actually made that competition, so it was more about what aerobics was about. It was more about having fun. It was more about performing. And for me at that time, I was going to senior, but that competition made me learn how, like I didn't have to concentrate on the skills. I didn't have to concentrate on the elements. I could just enjoy myself. And I took that through into the next competitions. To decide whether to do FIG or it was kind of a political time in New Zealand, we had to choose. We had to choose whether we were going to do FISAF or whether we were going to do FIG. And at the time, my view on FIG was it was hard, it was difficult, it was precise, it was kind of portrayed as that's where the champions were. And so as a country, as a federation of where I was training and who was looking after me and things like that, we just naturally just kind of headed towards the FIG route. But we couldn't swap. So it was kind of a decision you had to make and stick to it. So I decided to go the FIG way.
And when did you start it in FIG?
We had FIG competitions in 1998. So
okay.
In New Zealand, we had an FIG competition in 1998. And I think my first FIG international event was 1999, would have been my first. 99 was my first Suzuki, I think. And then 99 was my first FIG Worlds.
And now that you are getting into FIG, what are the main thing that you think, okay, I have to go through this FIG? You are start watching at that epoch, maybe Isamara Secati, Patsy Tierney, maybe people from that epoch, Juanita Vidal. You're watching your icons, idols there, and what do you think? Like, okay, I want to be there. What I need to do to be there, or no? It's just like, no, I don't think it will be possible, or no, I will fight, because people is telling me. I don't really. I know that we have been in several competitions like this, but people is telling me that you are so shy, like, and you know, like, yeah, and you know, like, people is saying, well, but you know, when like she's so shy, like, well, and people what doesn't realize is that, for example, for me, I'm so autist, you know, I don't talk with people. I'm just close in my world, you know, like, I mean, like, don't let, and you know, like, but people doesn't understand that sometimes competition is not about performing on the stage, but also like saying thank you to everybody, say hello to everybody, be there, be nice, and like this. So people doesn't understand that you have to be a champion inside and the outside. You are so shy outside, you are so strong inside. What are the challenges you're saying, okay, I want to be there, what I have to do?
100% right. I am very shy, and the stage was the place. But if you know me, I'm not. But in a certain situation, I am quite shy, and I know it was very hard for me because everyone was telling me, "Oh, Angie's such a horrible person. She doesn't talk, and she doesn't do this, and she doesn't do that." And for me at the time, because I would think I was so young and totally, I'm like tunnel vision. I know what I needed to do, and I was there to compete, and that's all I needed to do. I didn't understand why I needed to speak to this person. Why do I need to say hello? Why do I need to say thank you? Why do I need to talk to the judges? Just, you judge me on my legs, judge me on my kicks. That's it. I don't need to do anything else. But then it took a few situations where people really got in my face and told me a few straightforward things, and I was like, okay, and it got me thinking of what I needed to do, and exactly that. I had to understand that I didn't have to be like, it wasn't all about what I did on the stage. I had to be the person on the stage and off the stage, because the person on the stage is who is off the stage. We're not different. So just because I can show myself on the stage,
You are unreleased.
I can be that. Yeah, I can be that person off the stage as well. But it's actually, yeah, it was something that yeah, I struggled with quite a bit.
Yeah, because you know, like, when we were meeting friends and like this, suddenly, like, you change, like, visions and thoughts, like this is like, but what, like, the normal thing is like, but why she's so stupid, you know, like, she doesn't even say hello, and like this, that people doesn't understand that sometimes you are so focused that you don't see anything else. You see, like, the tunnel vision, like you were saying, that I love this one. Mine was like, okay, you know, like, even not tunnel, you know, I was in a box, so I could not even see the light. So people even was talking, and it happens right now, like, people is talking, and you know, like, I'm just maybe thinking one thing or watching one thing or like this. I don't even hear the people around, so I don't know if this was happening to you or not. So of course, now we're saying that why champions are not staying for longer time, you know, on first positions like this. And sometimes we're saying that now, because of changes of code of points like this, but before, you know, you were having a good value if you were a champion inside and outside of the stage. So, and this is, I think, where we can stay still from today, you know, like, people loves all of us, you know, like, inside and outside. So you start, like we were saying, in FIG, and what do you think? It's impossible to reach there? I know it will be easy. Of course, it won't be easy. This is a stupid question. But it's like, okay, you're there. What are your goals? What are you thinking? Or what is your icon or idols that say, okay, I want to be like this, or I want to be like that, or I need to do that to reach? Because suddenly we see that Angela appear on the stage internationally, and suddenly, like, champagne, like, comes to the top three.
Yeah, it was quite interesting because when I did win, the FIG announced that it was my very first world championship, and I'd won my very first championship. But I'd actually done 3 world championships beforehand. No one knew about me. So it's kind of like, yeah. For me, every time, like with every new routine or every time I competed, I looked at what everybody was doing. And this might sound really weird, but my idols were all the males. Because for me, like I loved you, I loved Kwon and for me, every guy brought something different. Everybody brought something different. So for me, I thought if I could do what the boys are doing, which would be better than like strength wise, because strength was my weakness. So I looked strength wise at what the boys were doing, and if I could bring myself by doing things that the other girls weren't doing, then I would stand out, because I struggled a lot with how small I am and how young I looked, and to stand up against, because
But this is not the problem. This is so good.
for me it was a problem. And I mean, I had many problems. My shoes, I couldn't wear shoes because my feet are extremely small. So
You are
I
like
had
my
like,
mom, 35. So really small.
I'm a 34, a 33 or a 34,
Oh my
very
God.
small. So, and if you look at my world champion video, I overturned my illusion because my foot came out of my shoe, because the only shoes I could wear were Nikes, and I had to take off the Nike because FIG, it was a deduction. So my shoe literally, yeah. So I had all these little things that I just had to deal with. Like I had to be bigger and better because I felt like no one could see me because I was so small, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
it makes sense,
I
but it's so weird because before, like the people was so tall, like practicing aerobics, and then studies and university studies like this say that if you were shorter, it was easier to dominate your body, and you could see like suppos that we were there with them weeks ago, that they were so fast, so like incredible because they were so little. And even Carmen Valderas, when I saw Carmen Valderas for the first time, she was like really tiny. I was like, oh my God, like you say, like on the stage, she looked like big and like huge. And then suddenly you were like,
that
oh,
used to be the first thing
it's
people
this
would say
only?
to me, like, "You're really that small?" Yeah.
Like, yeah. But like it
Yeah.
was like this. Um, Sometimes like the things that it's perfect for the sport, later for your life it's different way, no? But at this moment you were a person that you could dominate really well your body, and you were your for me, I think, I don't know, like because I know a lot of people, but for me you are like the legs speed of the world, like your legs are, you could do like straddle like that fast. It was like, oh my God, I didn't even see the legs, no? So let's gonna check some video. Just we see that Angela just moved from fitness, phys-up, aerobics, and then suddenly she starts performing into the new world of FIG. Let's see, because we had a lot of videos. Later I will send them all, but
Okay.
let's move forward because let's see. That arrived in 2004.
24-year-old Falkland, Angela McMillan. It's her first big season, and she's already posted a first and a third in the current World Cup series. So she was threatened there. She qualified in first. What a surprise. And here she is, making her bid for gold. Nice little transition, and that is not easy, believe you me. V-sit and smiling through it, wonderful. Absolute cool control through the pivot. Travelling in the air, keeping posture, keeping poise, keeping that presentation that's so vital. Usually
There
the
goes
turn in the second. Didn't quite come off that.
foot is straight
Here's
up.
the disgrace, very successful. Nice way into the Wednesday. Plenty of dynamism, plenty of flexibility, plenty of projection. That was original. She kept up the pressure to the very end. Exciting original work. Very difficult. Well,
So we could see that in 2004, really fast or really slow. It depends on how you watch it. I thought that at that moment, and you will explain me a little bit more, there was huge level in individual female, and suddenly you reach the goal. So maybe it was that thing that you were getting. What are the feelings of finally getting the goal? Because I know the first time it's like really special, but let us know about the feeling of getting into, well, I will have reset that, about getting into FIG and finally got the goal. That is one of the things that everybody wants to get.
Yeah, I think I remember it so clearly, but it's almost like I don't remember it happening because I was completely tunnel vision. I was there by myself. My coach wasn't there. And I was quite sick at the time. And I finished, it was when semi-finals and finals was in the same day. So I had 2 hours between heats and finals. And I qualified in first, and I just remember being like almost numb and like just stuck. And I was like and I don't think I moved for like the 2 hours in between, and I just sat there and I was like, I don't know what to do. I had no,
I love that.
Like, how am I going to do this again? I was like, just don't think, just shut up and do it. And I remember just sitting there, like we were supposed to be having lunch, and I was like, don't think, don't feel, just do it again. Just do it again. I don't think I changed my clothes. I just sat there. And then luckily I came out last, like I was the last female. So my score was the last one to come out. So everyone's ranking was based on me. And I didn't care about the score. I was just like, look at the ranking, ranking one. And in my head was like ranking one. And when my foot came out of my shoe, I was like, no, this is mine. This is mine. And I didn't care about the execution or the elements or whatever. I just like looked at the judges. I'm like, you're gonna give it to me, and I fought my butt off. And then when I won, I was like, now what? now what do I do? And because all I wanted was, because my dream was to have my medal ceremony in my head for years. All I wanted was my medal ceremony. I wanted to see my flag go up. I wanted my national anthem. I wanted to be standing in the podium. And I'm a big one of be careful what you wish for, because I won and I got my medal ceremony, but my country didn't believe I would ever win, so they gave me a
No way.
So I had no national anthem.
Oh
and
my God.
So I was standing in the middle of the podium, and because I'm short, you had Giovanna and Mickey from Romania right beside me, and they're taller than me because the podium was almost flat. So I'm like, I'm the best in the world, but I'm still the smallest, and everyone else is taller than me. I had no flag and no anthem, and the whole crowd is clapping. I'm just standing there feeling like an absolute idiot. Like, this is world champion. Like, I don't know what's happening. So it took a while for it to sink in, because I think you train so hard and you just dream it over and over again. Like, this is what I want. This is what I want. And when it comes, it's like, and
Yeah. Estamos hablando de que Ángela empezó ya a trabajar en FIC y en 2004 consiguió la medalla de oro. Y nos estaba hablando que nadie estaba, hasta ni su propio país, estaba pensando que pudiese ganar, entonces no trajeron ni el himno. Entonces fue verdadero, bueno, situación donde ella estaba en el podio, incluso era más bajita que las otras, la segunda y la tercera clasificada. Incluso, pues claro, la gente aplaudía porque no había el himno de Nueva Zelanda, ¿no? That's amazing, because nobody's supposed to be there, and then suddenly you are there and nobody's prepared, no? I think that medal ceremony is so special. Yours is unique, you know, like bringing But anyway, like I'm so glad that finally you got it, because as you know, like I know you from a long time, and when you see that one person starts improving, because the thing is that, of course, I cannot remember everybody, but once somebody just give me something that I really appreciate, and it doesn't have to be like elements or something like, oh my God, this is nice. And, you know, like I continue to follow this person. Of course, not all the competitions we had around the world and all the athletes, but I could follow, you know, like your transition of course, to FISAF, and then to FIG, and then the elements, and I could see that you get stronger, stronger, and stronger. And that's a good thing that you said, that you could check all the males, all the men's category to get stronger. So that's good, because, you know, this is something I did with female. You know, I was checking, you know, like the female categories to see how they could move. And of course, you cannot do sexy things, but, you know, like the way of moving fingers and arms and like this could increase your creativity. So these are things that maybe now they are not using, you know, like just focus on men's has to be like this way. And this is another thing that we said, that always you had to go, I think the rules are to break them, you know, like the thing is that right now, what we say with the age and like this, right now they are so strict that suddenly when you do something that it's not there, they are so negative, not talking about some federations, but all around the world, you know, like sometimes instead of being supporting the athletes, sometimes we felt, now talking like champion to champion, you know, like you felt that sometimes they just go to you just to push you down and to put outside the finals and like this, no? So suddenly people doesn't understand that passion bring us to create greatest things, that sometimes we feel punished for them, you know, like and I don't know what is the feeling right now, because I'm always asking, I know I'm always having the same answer, but what is the feeling right now of course, maybe you lost a little bit the track with FISA, but what is the feeling in aerobics right now today? And not only because of the competitions or the champions right now we have, but also like audience from one part, the people that wants to see the competitions, or why people is not coming to competitions right now. The other part, like our kids or our new athletes, what they think about the sport like this. What do you think about the overall of the way of aerobics is taking?
Well, I think, like, just briefly going back to, like you say, with the competitions and people trying to, like, judges trying to take you out, like not take you out, but trying to pull you down. I think that's the one thing I did learn, because I was on my own. I was the only one from New Zealand for most of it. I didn't really have a judge, so the political game I kind of had to play on by myself. But also it made me enjoy what I was doing, because at the end of the day I can't control what the judges are doing. So for me, as long as I brought everything that I could and the audience enjoyed it, whether or not the judges did or not, that's up to them. I can't control that. So my focus and my goal every year or every routine is to bring enjoyment for other people to watch. As much as people thought I was shy and this and that, if they enjoyed my routine, that was the most important thing for me. So for me now, I think we have lost that. I think we definitely have lost that. But I don't understand why, because I look at, when I even went watching that 2004, we still had to do elements perfect. We still had to, you know, you still lose this element. If you fall, you still got a deduction. But people still had enjoyment, and people still had the show feeling as well as being technical. And I think we can do it together. We can still bring back the show. We can still, and people are saying they want this performance and they want this work of art. Well, that comes from the athlete. It doesn't come from the choreography. It doesn't come from the rules. It comes from the athlete. And I think, unfortunately, the way the sport is going is it needs to be perfect. But unfortunately, we can't be robots, and we can't be perfect.
Right.
So I think why people aren't coming to our sport, to be honest, I went to the last couple of world championships, and it's empty. It's completely empty. Do I love my sport? Yes. Do I understand why people aren't watching it? Not really, apart from, if you understand it, you can watch it. If you don't understand what they're being judged on because of the performance aspect, they're not drawn to it. And I think that's kind of where we're going wrong. How we bring that back, I guess that's up to the powers that be. And unfortunately, I think that's what's been so cool about looking back, is that's what we had. But we also had the execution. We also had the skills. We also had, you know, the precision, but we also had creativity, and we also had enjoyment, and we had passion to give to the audience, not to do it just for the score.
That's the main thing for me, you know, like we could see that the performance are not people is not enjoying anymore, you know, like going to stage, and you know, like even they are afraid to go to the stage, like no, I prefer not to go, like, you know, like before you were like with this you know, like for me I say like anger, you know, like of going to stage and give all the power like this. And let's gonna translate a little. Estamos hablando con Angela y estamos pidiendo qué es lo que piensa, no solo a nivel de competidora, de campeona del mundo, sino también a nivel de audiencia y a nivel de la nueva generación que viene por detrás, ¿no? ¿Qué le parecía el aeróbic de antes y hacia dónde vamos, ¿no? Nos estaba hablando que antes no solo era conseguir un resultado, sino que también se hacía con una pasión, ¿no? Cuando actuabas era porque tenías esas ganas de subir a un escenario y divertirte y tenerlo, sacarlo de dentro, ¿no? Tener una pasión por el deporte. También decíamos que, por ejemplo, ahora es tan específico solo a nivel de dificultad y de ejecución que la gente no lo disfruta cuando está arriba, ¿no? En el escenario. Entonces, claro, esto es lo que se ha perdido y es una de las formas posiblemente más difíciles de volverlo a recuperar, ¿no? Like we were saying that it's more or less the most difficult thing to get back, no, from the past, you know, because now it's so challenging. Oh my God, like it's getting crazy, my computer. So it's kind of difficult. Voila. It's kind of difficult to
with the juniors at the moment, because having to be so strict is, as you say, everyone's too scared to go to the stage because they know one small little mistake and you might as well just, oh, I touched my foot, oh, let's just walk off. What's the point in carrying on?
That's for me the worst thing, you know, like I was in the last championship, that suddenly even the worst is that some of the panels, you know, like don't see the mistake because you are in the other side, and maybe you don't see that in a group, like it happened in a Russian group. For me, they were the best, and suddenly we saw scores like 9-8, 9-8, and what is happening? You know, like, and suddenly somebody said, no, somebody felt. Well, somebody felt where? No, it just, you know, like felt and go back, and you don't even realize that it was a mistake. But the punishment is that big that even they were, I think that they're supposed to be like the gold medalist, and they went to fifth or even, you know, like people get out of the finals. And this is one of the things that I'm worried about, that before you were having like the top 10 routines, and where the top 10 routines, doesn't matter if the elements were good or not, like this, there were like the 10 top routines, they were the best routines in the world. Right now on the finals, you don't see the 10 best or 8 best routines in the world. You just see the 8 luckiest athletes in the world. Because suddenly you have the good day, you are in the finals, but you have the bad day and you are out. And this is the thing that I don't, that of course is like gymnastics. If you fall from the bar, ciao, you know, like another one. And this is the lucky thing that sometimes you don't deserve the medal and you get it, and sometimes you deserve it and you don't get it. So but it's kind of tricky that you see that starts getting like upside downs with champions and athletes, and suddenly you see choreographies that you say, but why this routine is on the finals, and then suddenly other ones that should be there, they are not there. So but it happens to all of us.
And I understand they want us to be perfect, and they want the whole package, but the problem is you make one small mistake and your whole package is gone.
And the work you did, and you know, like at least we should have some respect of, you create a great routine and you create a perfect performance, and for a little mistake you are out. And this is one of the things that maybe we have to, because it's working the same way in FIG, FISUP, you know, right now you have a little mistake and you're out, and suddenly there is a mistake and you are in, and it's like, but you know, like sometimes like the reaction of the mistakes and problems on ranking, or it's completely different. Let's gonna move forward because we don't have too much time. We already spent almost 1 hour. It's like, oh my God. So I would say all the videos, you have them all, but of course we see that finally
it'll take a little bit of beating.
we're moving so fast, you know, like, but of course, we can see Angela
Yes,
closer.
herself, it's Angela McMillan from New Zealand, 29 years old now.
29 years.
I grew up.
149 centimeters tall. She's power packed. Look at that star. Such flexibility. Poise in the double turn into scale. Look at this. Really projecting herself here. And turn in the pike jump. All the aerobic steps. Oh, look at that. On turn, A-frame, intervention at lightning speed. Look at this, the B-sit, controlled in the full turn. Twice round she's going. Quick into Cossack position. Wow. This young lady's full of energy, very explosive. Mana, kick out into splits. Beautiful work here. Angela, she qualified in third position. World champion back in 2004, third in 2008, and she really is challenging strongly here. Double turn in the L position. Helicopter to stand very quickly to the top branch. So much going on. She's packing in the difficulty. Well, she used every second of her 1.5 minutes.
So, like, you start moving forward, you can see, like, well, everything is changing, and why stopping? Because we have to tell that you start 16 and before, and you stop, well, you have here 29.
29. It just kind of felt like it was the right time. There was nothing more I needed to do. I mean, my goal was always to be FIG champion twice. But I wanted to be IAF champion, I wanted to be ANAC champion, and I did that twice. And I wanted to be FIG champion twice. But then there comes a time where it's like, what more can you do? At the end of the day, like I said, the judges in front of you control basically your outcome, your life, your results. So for me, I think my heart was full. What else did I need to do? I didn't need to prove anything to anybody and to myself. So for me, and plus I had no money because I paid for absolutely everything my whole entire life. So it was kind of like, let's have a life now. So yeah, the time was just right.
Because we were saying that before starting with a FIG like this, you have to pay everything, all the travels, all of the flights, hotels, accommodations, everything. So it was a good help also to get into FIG and to see that somebody was supporting. But anyway, like this, no, it happens to mostly everybody. There is one moment that you are just tired of trying to go for more and more and more. And suddenly I say like this, and judges are pushing you down and more, because we were saying, and people doesn't believe me, and of course it will be a part of true and a part of fake, you know, like it's about, you know, like if judges doesn't like you, you can do whatever you want, you know, like you never will be there. So last question, okay, because later we will cut right now, and later we will connect with Silvana, because we have like the raffle, and then of course we'll have training time with Super World Champion Angie. Tell to the people, now is your time to tell to the people, what do you think, what do you expect, what do you want to tell them to improve or to think about the future? Now is your 2 minutes, do whatever you want.
For me, I think the most important thing that I've learned from myself and what I give to my coach, to my athletes, and is you have to do it for yourself. You can't control the rules, you can't control the judges, you can't judge how you're being judged. All you can do is is do what you do. And if you're honest on the floor and you're yourself on the floor, someone's going to enjoy it. Some people aren't going to enjoy it. Some people are going to enjoy it. But the most important thing is that you just do it for you. It's the most important thing, because all the medals in the world, like I said to my athletes the other day, that routine there, I remember everything about it. I remember my lead up, because my lead up was very, very difficult for me. I don't even remember what the medal looks like. I haven't seen it. It's been 10 years. I've never seen it. All I remember is what I did leading up and what I did on the floor. And to me, that's more important than the medal.
And people doesn't understand too much that what we said, first of all, friendship, because, you know, like this, what I was telling to Kenichiro, you know, like, I'm so proud that, you know, like, for the first time I can connect with friends and champions and being coach for them. So it will be great to get crazy for a moment. Thanks so much, Angela. I think it will be great now on Instagram. We can just download and have the video there, because a lot of people will join what we were saying. It's a pleasure to have you there. We're going to disconnect for a while just to allow yourself to rest a little. We will connect with Silvana. And of course, I want to ask you to have this amazing moment together. Okay. This is more better than sex date. So thanks so much, Angela. Gracias a todos por estar ahí. We reconnect in just 1 minute. We allowed you to rest. And thanks so much. We see you right now in just 5 minutes.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay? Thank you so much. Gracias a todos por estar ahí. Desconectamos con Angela. Vamos ahora mismo a reconectar con Silvana. Ok, desconectamos para grabar el vídeo y nos conectamos rápidamente con Silvana para hacer nuestro sorteo. Gracias a todos, gracias Silvana, Marco, todos los que estáis allí, y ahora nos vemos. Ahora en 1 minuto reconectamos.